If you thought Don Lemon and friends were bad for mocking conservatives as a bunch of redneck morons who can't even read a map, get ready for this one. Apparently, Mike Bloomberg thinks that farmers are stupid, and the media elites are now saying that Trump wasted tax dollars by acknowledging NASCAR fans. Because this is what the left thinks of you. It's probably a good thing he chose to skip the Iowa caucus, given that former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg apparently thinks that farmers and manufacturers all across America lack brain power. In a clip that's just now circulating online, Bloomberg told students at Oxford's business school back in 2016 that anybody can be a farmer, but that it takes a lot more gray matter to think and analyze. Check it out.
I could teach anybody, even people in this room, so no offense intended, to be a farmer. It's a process. You dig a hole, you put a seed in, you put dirt on top, add water, up comes the corn. Then we had 300, you could learn that. Then you have 300 years of the industrial society. You put the piece of metal on the lathe, you turn the crank and the direction of the arrow, and you can have a job. And we created a lot of jobs. 98% of the world worked in agriculture. Today, it's 2% in the United States. Now comes the information economy. And the information economy is fundamentally different because it's built around replacing people with technology, and the skill sets that you have to learn are how to think and analyze. And that is a whole degree level different. You have to have a different skill set. You have to have a lot more gray matter.
And you know, this is hardly the first time that a liberal has insulted everyday people, particularly those that they don't want to acknowledge or understand. Hillary Clinton famously called them deplorables.
They put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Don Lemon and company mocked them as a bunch of slack-jawed yokels too stupid to learn how to spell.
This is, you know, an administration defined by ignorance of the world. And so that's partly him playing to their base and playing to their audience, you know, the credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump, that wants to think that Donald Trump's a smart one and y'all elitists are dumb.
You elitists with your geography and your maps and your spelling, even though
your math and your reading.
Yeah, you're reading, you know. Your geography, knowing other countries.
When Donald Trump took the time to stop by the Daytona 500 this weekend and honor one of the country's biggest sporting events and the millions of ordinary people who love it, liberal journalists and pundits complained that he was wasting taxpayer dollars. Here's how the AP described one of the events. The tailgating feast at one stop was fit for a president who served fast food at the White House to college football champions. Deep-fried honey buns and deep-fried Oreos were on the dessert menu. Or maybe it was dinner, and cheap domestic beers easily slipped into NASCAR koozies. But the media did not have a problem with Trump taking the beast for a spin around the track just because it was paid for by tax dollars. Oh no. Because, you know, they sure as heck didn't have a problem with Michelle Obama jet-setting around Europe and Africa, and we paid for that too. No, see, they have a problem with Trump acknowledging tens of thousands of NASCAR fans that the left has no time for and does not want to believe exist. If a Democratic president takes Air Force One to rub shoulders with a bunch of Hollywood celebrities, that's fine. But if a Republican takes it to hang for a couple of hours with thousands of blue-collar American taxpayers, then suddenly it's a waste of money. Because this is what they think of you. These are not slips of the tongue or misspeaks or being taken out of context. There are far too many examples of prominent leftists mocking everyday Americans and particularly conservatives for being dumber than a sack of rocks. More articles than you can count have been fired off by the liberal press claiming that liberals are more educated, more intelligent, more evolved than conservatives with bigger brains and larger vocabularies. This is the unvarnished, unadulterated truth of how they actually see you. To them, if you believe in basic things like a strong economy, a secure border, and individual liberty, then you are either an uneducated, toothless backwater hick or a hood-wearing racist, or both. You're a moron if you didn't take out $100,000 a year to attend the ivory tower emporium of liberal brainwashing. If you plant crops, you lack the IQ to work in tech. If you watch NASCAR, you eat deep-fried Oreos for dinner and probably haven't showered in 3 weeks. If you live in one of the millions of suburbs or small towns all across this country, get up every morning and just go to work, feed your family, work in a trade, maybe own a gun, and generally want to be left alone, you are a drooling cousin Eddie who does not know what's good for you, and the liberal urban elitists need to come in and run your life while ridiculing you to the rest of the world. Your job is expendable, your values are stupid, and your life is a joke. You aren't worth listening to or considering, and the Electoral College should be nixed so that your vote no longer matters. That is what they think of you. Remember that. And that's your reality check, America. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube page, that you like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.